This is Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
Good evening and welcome. On the news tonight, Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwoola, retired, calls for measures to reduce burden on Supreme Court. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, unveils 1.85 billion naira recapitalization grant for female traders. Lagos Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat asks youth to embrace digital technologies to solve challenges. And on the international scene, Canada Rail shutdown locks out over 9,000 workers after labor talks failed. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please stay with us. Thank you for joining us. I am Adetola Kayode. You're welcome. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Justice Olukayode Ariwoola GCON as he retires as Chief Justice of Nigeria after a successful public service career. Justice Ariwoola had served as Justice of the Court of Appeal, Kaduna, Enugu and Lagos divisions before his elevation to the Supreme Court in 2011. He was sworn in as Chief Justice of Nigeria in 2022 and had also served the nation in diverse capacities as a judicial officer. President Tinubu commends the eminent jurist for his services to the nation, noting his impactful leadership of the judiciary and his efforts in enriching Nigerian jurisprudence as well as in strengthening the fiber of the law. The president thanked Justice Ariwoola and wished him the very best in the future. President Tinubu will swear in Justice Ariwoola's successor at the State House Council chambers on August 23, 2024. The immediate past Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, has advocated the need for measures to be put in place to reduce the burden on the Supreme Court. He explains that there are too many cases before the Apex Court, which ought to have terminated at the Appellate Court. Justice Ariwoola said this at a valedictory session in his honor at the Supreme Court in Abuja. He said access to justice has contributed largely to the delay in the hearing of cases as litigants and lawyers are forced to wait for several years to have their cases decided.
Not be sweated for in or outside the office. Our judges must not be made to go cap in hand to beg before their remunerations is paid. Our retired justices deserve to live in a relative reasonable comfort after spending their prime years serving the country. This is more so that they are constitutionally precluded from going back to active practice as barristers after leaving office. If truth must be told, the welfare of the judiciary is the welfare of the country.
In his remarks, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, SEN, described Justice Olukayode Ariwoola as an outstanding jurist, a communal personality who prioritizes the need of the people. He said the present administration under Tinubu remains committed to changing the narrative in the judicial sector and place it as the best in the global community, while other speakers admitted that the former CJN has left an indelible mark on the sands of time, especially in the judiciary. The then President Muhammadu Buhari appointed Ariwoola as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria in June 2022, following the resignation of Justice Tanko Muhammad on health grounds. Ariwoola was subsequently sworn in October of the same year, following his confirmation by the Senate. Meanwhile, the National Judicial Council has recommended Justice Kudirat Kekereekun to President Bola Tinubu for appointment as the new CJN. And moving on, the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, says the 2025 budget for State House agencies will be based on a thorough need to assess and ensure that funding allocated to agencies are based on actual requirements. Gbajabiamila stated this following a one-day fact-finding tour of some government agencies under the supervision of the State House. Accompanied by the Deputy Chief of Staff, Senator Ibrahim Hadeja, and the Permanent Secretary, State House, Olufunsho Adebi, Gbajabiamila emphasized the importance of transparency in the procurement process, which he said is critical to upholding the administration's commitment to good governance and accountability. During the tour, Gbajabiamila underscored the importance of these agencies in driving the renewed hope agenda in the economic and development sectors, and reiterated the administration's resolve to strengthening the institutions.
The Atomic Commission, and we'll do a few more in the coming days. We need to prioritize. We need to prioritize some of our agencies, and that's what this is all about. We get a lot of complaints, we get a lot of letters, we get a lot of correspondences, especially in the areas of budgeting as well. So whilst we try to balance the need to meet these people, these agencies at their point of challenge, we also need to balance that, a very delicate balance of that, with the cost of governance. And that's what this is about. It's a fact-finding mission, so to speak, for one of a better way to put it.
The Chief of Staff visited the Nigeria Agriculture and Land Development Agency, Bureau of Public Procurement, Bureau of Public Enterprise, Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, and the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. In separate interactions with the heads and staff of the agencies, the Chief of Staff promised that the presidency would ensure better welfare and working conditions of staff within the agencies under the supervision of the State House. He urged the staff of these agencies to embrace innovation, excellence, and professionalism while supporting their chief executives to succeed. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Accounts says government agencies must show value for money allocated to them from public resources, insisting that infractions will no longer be tolerated. The committee also frowned at extra budgetary spending by the agencies in contravention of financial regulations and non-remittance of internally generated revenue, while demanding proper accounting records from them. Speaking at the commencement of a three-day oversight of government agencies in Lagos, an investigative hearing, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Bamidele Salam, said the committee is committed to ensuring that all agencies of government comply strictly with budgetary appropriations. Salam said appropriate sanctions would be meted out to any agency discovered to have violated laid-down financial regulations. The committee addressed the ongoing issue of non-remittance of internally generated revenue by the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, and the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Luth. The committee queried the Chief Medical Director of the Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Dr. Olugbenga Owueye, for engaging in extra budgetary spending and the inability to adhere to financial regulations, thereby contravening several sections of financial regulations. Other MDAs scheduled to appear before the committee include the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, National Orthopedic Hospital, Igbobi, Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria Ports Authority, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria. And moving on, Nigeria's First Lady and Chairman of the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has flagged off the Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Program for women petty traders nationwide with a disbursement of 50,000 naira business recapitalization grant to 37,000 beneficiaries nationwide. She flagged off the grant disbursement in Asaba, Delta State capital, where 1,000 petty traders benefited from the scheme. As one of the interventions under the Economic Empowerment Program of the RHI grant, the First Lady says it is targeted at helping petty traders overcome some of their business challenges, create more jobs, and expand the contributions of the informal sector to the national economy. While identifying economic empowerment as a core objective, which the Renewed Hope Initiative have consistently delivered on for both women and youth across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria to support the economic reforms of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The First Lady noted that empowering women economically is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic one.
Challenges faced by small and medium enterprises, especially the petty traders, who form the backbone of our local economies. These challenges, however, have not deterred the strength of our women. I salute you all and celebrate your courage and resilience that keep you going to put food on the table for your families. A total of 1,850,000,000 naira will be disbursed to 37,000 women petty traders across the nation. Grants provided today are to assist our women petty traders in overcoming some of their business challenges, expand their businesses, create more jobs, and contribute more robustly to our economy. Economic empowerment remains a core objective of the Renewed Hope Initiative, and we have consistently delivered on this promise for both women and youth across the 6 geopolitical zone to supporting the economic reforms of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. We recognize that empowering women economically is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic one. When women thrive, their families thrive, and by extension, our communities and our nation prosper.
Applauding the intervention of the First Lady and for choosing the state for the flag off of the grant, Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborowere, represented by his wife Tobore, announced the donation of an additional 50,000 naira grant by his administration to further empower the beneficiaries. He noted that Senator Oluremi Tinubu has demonstrated true motherhood by the various contributions of her initiative, RHI, especially in the areas of agriculture, education, economic empowerment, and social investment. The RHI Economic Empowerment for 1,000 Women and Petty Traders per state was held simultaneously nationwide. And away from the Federal Capital Territory, here in Lagos, the State Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat, has encouraged Nigerian youths to embrace digital technologies to solve the challenges in the nation. He gave the advice at a Youth Day seminar in commemoration of the 2024 International Youth Day. Correspondent Olubukola Akinkolewusho reports.
As the slogan, "Build the Youth, Build the Nation," is what the Lagos State government aims to achieve with the Youth Day seminar in commemoration of the 2024 International Youth Day. The theme, From Clicks to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways for Sustainable Development, is a testament on the need for Nigerian youth to incorporate technology which has come to stay in our everyday lives. This theme highlights the intersection of youth, digital innovation, and sustainable development, emphasizing the crucial role the youth play in using digital technologies to drive sustainable progress.
Our youth, who are at the forefront of this digital revolution, hold the key to unlocking the vast potential that lies within the digital realm. The clicks that echo across social media platforms, online learning environments, and entrepreneurial ventures are not mere action. They are the seeds of progress that will shape the future of our society.
Dr. Obafemi Hamzat encourages the youth to embrace the use of technology as it is repeatable, predictable, and makes it easier to acquire knowledge. He says the youth should be solution providers in their approach to embracing technology.
Digitalization is about process and about technology. Because what education gives us today is about information at the right time. So your BSc in physics, in sociology, is nothing but how do I find information quickly and faster than the next person.
He advises the youth to value themselves.
It's not predetermined. And I'm not talking spiritual or religious. It can be shaped by you. It's a function of what you want, how you want it, and how you want to live it, and what role you want to play.
The key speaker of this seminar is advising the youth to move with the global tide by learning a technology skill, as it is believed that artificial intelligence seems to be taking over jobs.
AI will use your data. Every little thing you do, the food you eat, where you went to last year, where you went to yesterday, to clinically diagnose you. A lot of jobs will be lost, but the bigger opportunity is that more jobs will be created.
The youth in Lagos State were advised to learn a skill, read books, build a tech startup, never isolate themselves, find mentors and coaches, and that they should never think that they are not qualified enough. Olubukola Akinkolewusho, LTV News.
The Lagos State government has vowed to prosecute anyone caught defecating on the median along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Permanent Secretary, Office of Environmental Services, Omobolaji Gaji, gave the warning during a campaign and public sensitization on open defecation. It says anyone caught desecrating the medians will be made to face the full weight of the law. Bukola Taylor Cole has the details.
When they talk about now, the people where they defecate openly for the middle of the road or under bridge, anywhere where you see, where you go just come, just open your trouser or open your wrapper, come peace for under bridge, peace for on the road. If they catch you, now waiting your eyes see, you go see you.
For a long time, the busy Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been littered with human feces, especially the median along the Ojodu-Berger axis. This menace has become a source of concern for motorists, residents, and the state government. Hence, this sensitization campaign at Beja area of the state against open defecation aimed at safeguarding public health and fostering environmental sustainability.
Eyes on everybody, that if you see something, you say something. If you see people doing the wrong thing, we should ask them not to do it. Or if they are recalcitrant, you can report them to the police. You can take their picture, send it to them. But if people see that I know that we don't want to put anybody's life in danger. But if you see something, you can call other people and say, "Oh, this is not right. Let's stop this." But on the long run, this is not it's an open-end advocacy. It's going to be on a daily and continuum basis.
These government officials urge residents to make use of the available public toilets while promising to provide more.
I beg, we beg una, say, make we no reach the side where everybody go there, hold everybody, we go there, drag everybody, go police station, go court. For thing where we say, you feel use toilet, you feel solve for free. Problem where we get for this area, and they say may we can't use it on side too. Then the government won't wait there. It will be 24 hours now. Not be say they go close them for any time. It will be 24 hours. They go open them 24 hours. If you want to use toilet.
All right, then flooding has cut off the Azare-Jamari Road along the Kano-Maiduguri Highway in Bauchi State. Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad, who inspected the affected area, said he has reported the situation to the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, who had visited last week when the road was initially threatened. Mohammed also warned that communities are at risk of being submerged if the flow of water is not managed effectively. The incident occurred barely 2 weeks after downpour severely damaged a federal highway connecting Kano to Maiduguri, particularly between the Mallory and Guskuri village in the Katagum local government area of Bauchi State. The flood created a large crater in the middle of the road, forcing motorists to find alternative routes. Bauchi, in the northeast geopolitical zone, has been affected by flooding in the last weeks, with lives lost and thousands of houses destroyed. You're still watching the news on Lagos Television. Still ahead. NAFDAC seizes 3 petrol tankers transporting edible vegetable oil in Lagos. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.
Soar beyond boundaries and reach communities. The largest gathering of women changing history. It's the 2024 National Women's Conference, organized by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, CALSO, with the theme Soar Beyond Boundaries and Reach Communities. Starting from Tuesday 10 September to Wednesday 11 September 2024 at the Convention Center, Eco Hotel and Suite Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 9 a.m. daily. Renowned speakers will include Dr. Oluwatoni Adeyemi, Mrs. Temitope Okunu, Professor Rotimi Koka, and Honorable Mrs. Opeyemi Akindele, among others, who will be sharing the wealth of experience on various topics on how to prevent and manage communicable diseases, transformative social welfare, and boy-child development, among others. Special guest of honor, opening ceremony, His Excellency Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State. Special guest for the closing ceremony, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. And special guest gracing the gala night, His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State. Yes, there will be a gala night with mouth-watering prizes to be won. Conference fee is 120,000 naira for physical participants and 30,000 naira for virtual attendees. Physical stores are available. Come join us at the 2024 National Women's Conference as we inspire, empower, and soar beyond boundaries together. For more information, please visit our website www.calso2024nwc.org. Announcer, Chairman Calso, Convener NWC, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Sanwo-Olu, Vice Chairman Calso and Co-Convener NWC, Chief Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, Chairperson of the 2024 NWC, Professor Olufunke Adeyeyi.
Thanks for staying tuned. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has seized 3 petrol tankers used to convey edible vegetable oil in Lagos State. In a post on X, the agency says the oil had reportedly been transloaded into the tankers from an edible oil depot. NAFDAC officials escorted the tankers to a processing facility in Songwater as they are concerned about the potential health risks due to chemical contamination from the tankers' previous use for transporting petrol and diesel. The agency also added that dangers inherent in mixing petroleum products which are carcinogenic are not safe for human consumption. The suspected trucks have been seized for further investigation. The Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has granted an ex-parte order restraining the All Progressives Congress APC from holding its scheduled congresses in Rivers State. The court ordered that the national leadership of the APC, led by its chairman Abdullahi Ganduje and its secretary Surajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, should not go ahead to conduct the ward, local government and state congresses scheduled for 11th, 16th and 26th October 2024. Other defendants in the suits filed by Peter Howochukwu, Hajia Ndidi Chukuma for themselves and all elected executive members of the APC in the state, where the APC, the Inspector General of Police, Nigerian Police, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Justice Gordon Olo, in his ruling on the ex-parte motion, also restrained the defendants either for themselves, their men, officers, or agents from conducting, supervising, holding, monitoring, or in any other manner conducting elections to make up Rivers State Executive Committee. Justice Olo insisted that his ruling was based on the merit of the application, an oral application by the plaintiff's lawyer, Collins Dike. The judge also restrained the national leadership of the party against any plan to suspend the Emeka Beke executives of the party in the state. The Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, Lanre Mojola, wants Lagosians to pay attention to safety by adhering to critical safety requirements and practices, particularly in the handling of gas cylinders. This is coming at a training session for 400 gas cylinder retailers aimed at minimizing gas explosions in the state. We have details in Jamiu Shonubi's report.
These are some liquefied petroleum gas retailers on a 2-day safety training on oil and gas. The initiative, piloted by the Lagos State Safety Commission in collaboration with liquefied petroleum gas retailers, is part of ongoing efforts in avoiding gas explosions in the state. Lanre Mojola, the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, says the training is crucial as it will educate gas retailers on safety protocols in storing gas cylinders.
As we're aware, LPG is a very flammable gas, and we've had a number of incidents in the state. Some of them have even led to fatalities. And as a state government that is responsible, that is listening, we've identified the need to train them. Yes, some of them have been trained, but it's also important for us to train them effectively on how to handle gas, on how to discharge gas, on how to carry out their day-to-day activities in a very safe manner.
The importance of the training will help gas dealers to know their limits, also expose them to what can actually cause the causes of fire and proper management of gas.
We see constant training of skill of knowledge as necessary ingredient of life for as long as you live, you must continue to seek for knowledge. And that is why our union embraces it.
Participants expressed their gratitude for the training, highlighting that the skills and knowledge gained will not only enhance their work capacity, but also ensure that they can serve their communities better.
Really impressed for the seminar, for the Lagos Safety Commission seminar. At least I learned a lot of things there regarding how to communicate in terms of hazard in the shop, what and what to do.
As we are learning, we are seeing a lot of mistakes that we have been making, and which I know we are going to correct them as soon as we get back to our shops and our business places.
Continue to learn and unlearn. What is relevant today may not be relevant tomorrow. So we keep encouraging our members to key into the training. We commend Lagos State for the idea. I will continue to partner with them.
We encourage them to listen, to pay attention, to take away any form of distraction, because what we're teaching them today indeed are life-saving skills. They're topics that will benefit them a lot.
Through this training, the Lagos State Safety Commission is taking concrete steps to enhancing safety in the handling of gas cylinders, ultimately aiming to reduce the occurrence of gas explosions in the state.
The Lagos State government has announced the successful completion of the first phase of routine maintenance and rehabilitation work on the Odo-Iyalaro Bridge located in Koshofe local government area. The special advisor to the governor on infrastructure, Olufemi Daramola, shared this update during an inspection of the bridge with a team of Lagos State government officials from the Office of Infrastructure and the Ministry of Transportation. He explained that the rehabilitation work on the bridge is divided into phases, the Ojota-bound lane and the Yaba, Maryland-bound lane. Daramola further expressed satisfaction that the first phase was completed ahead of schedule. Recall that the state government had announced a 90-day traffic diversion to allow the Office of Infrastructure carry out essential repairs on the bridge. The closure, which began on July 22, 2024, was necessary due to the poor condition of the expansion joints and the asphalt pavement at the approaches of the Odo-Iyalaro Bridge. The general manager of LASTMA, Olalekan Bakari, appealed to the motoring public to cooperate with the traffic management measures as the second phase is in process. He assured traffic management personnel that they will be on ground to help minimize inconveniences along the affected routes. The president of Edward Benson Fire Crusades, Edward Benson, wants Nigerians to exhibit patriotism as catalyst for national development. He was speaking at a press briefing heralding the forthcoming interdenominational service.
The desire to go out there and win souls for Jesus has been the ultimate thing in my heart. Staying in the house here, doing exactly the work that I do, I knew there's much more to my calling. So recently, October, that was May 29th, 2024, I had a massive crusade here. And that very night, the Lord spoke to me about what I'm about to do now, which is the Edward Benson Fire Crusade.
With the theme, Greater Grace, Greater Power, it reflects the Church's commitment in teaching citizens the way of the Holy Spirit.
Every team must be inspired first of the Holy Spirit. It must not come from self. And once that inspiration is of God, then all the materials required towards making sure that such mind of God that need to be communicated, whether you like it or not, the Spirit of God will surely give to you.
Benson reiterates the importance of being a catalyst for national development, urging Nigerians to take responsibility for the nation's future by fostering unity, peace and progress in their communities.
I don't know any country in this world where petroleum products will move from 65 naira to 600 naira and people are still moving around. I don't know any. It can happen in the US, it can happen in Canada, it can happen in the UK. I don't know any country in the world. Only here. I'm telling you, if this happened in Cotonou or any part of the West Coast country that I know, there will be problem. When you have problems, you solve them. That is one thing that God has blessed us with as humans. You see these two hands we have and the intellect God has given to us, it is to solve problems. And any man who cannot solve his own problem definitely does not merit coming out of his problems.
The interdenominational service is scheduled to hold on the 24th and 25th of August in collaboration with the Christian Association of Nigeria and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. The Special Advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Tourism, Arts and Culture, Idris Aregbe, has called on Nigerians to stay united for national development and be ambassadors of cultural heritage. He stated this during his visit to traditional custodians in celebration of Isheshe Festival. You have details in this report.
Isheshe Day, an annual celebration that pays tribute to the Yoruba people's traditional religious practices, is more than just a cultural event. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving and honoring the customs that have been passed down through generations. In a bid to strengthen the connection between the ancient traditions and modern public affairs, Idris Aregbe, the Special Advisor to Lagos State Government on Tourism, Art and Culture, paid a courtesy visit to traditional custodians during the season of the Isheshe Festival. He says the visit highlights the government's commitment to safeguarding and promoting the rich cultural heritage of the Yoruba people.
It's important to know that it's not just about Lagos, about the Yoruba race. But for us in Lagos, it means a lot to us. It means a lot to our traditions. It means a lot to our values and norms and what we believe in. The prayer is that may God continue to bless our Lagos, protect our Lagos, and promote everything else to do with Lagos.
And we appreciate our governor and his team for approving the day, especially for the traditionalists, to come together and offer special prayers to the nation, to the state, and to our communities at large.
On behalf of the traditional institutions in Lagos and Lagos, we must again say thank you to the governor. The significance of Isheshe Day is for us to promote our culture, our heritage, and our tradition.
Citizens were charged to unite in their efforts towards national development with encouragement to be ambassadors of their cultural heritage.
We should always be law-abiding. Wherever we have orderliness, we follow the rules and regulations of the states. That kind of place we always strive.
With prayers, dedication, and patience, all will be well. We should not indulge in raining abuses or curses on our leaders. We should pray for them, that God should guide them in the right way.
I just want to appeal to every Lagosians out there. So please, let's do what is right. Let's continue to understand and remember that Lagos is about hospitality. It's a home for all. But most important, like I've said, in as much as home for all, we should also respect the value and also respect that promoting Lagos is a tax that must be done by everybody.
The celebration of Isheshe Day continues to grow in significance, serving as a reminder of the rich traditions that define the Yoruba people. It is also a crucial time for fostering unity, cultural awareness, and respect for diversity, not only within Nigeria but across the globe. Ayola Adelesi, LTV News.
And still to come in the news. Federal government increases Nigerian passport procurement fees with effect from September 1. That's in business news. Please stay with us.
On Business News Tonight, the federal government has increased the fees for the procurement of Nigerian passports with effect from September 1. A statement by the spokesman of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Kenneth Udo, says the increment is part of government's efforts to maintain the quality and integrity of the Nigerian standard. He said based on the review, a 32-page passport booklet with 5-year validity previously charged at 35,000 naira will now be 50,000 naira, while a 64-page passport booklet with 10-year validity, which was 70,000 naira, will be 100,000 naira. The statement further adds that the fees remain unchanged for Nigerians in the diaspora. The federal government has announced the achievement of gross domestic product (GDP) per capita of over $33,000 by 2050, which will require a minimum annual investment of $100 billion. The projection was reviewed by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, while expressing concerns over Nigeria's current track, noting that the nation is far from meeting its targets. He highlighted the gap between the current levels of financing and the necessary investments, emphasizing that despite President Bola Tinubu's administration implementing bold and courageous economic reforms, Nigeria still falls short of the required financial flows. He further compared Nigeria's $20 billion federal budget with that of populated nations like Brazil and Indonesia, which have budgets of $750 billion and $210 billion to illustrate the scale of the challenge. The federal government has launched the National Single Window Project (NSW) to boost Nigeria's trade and economic growth. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at the launch of the transformative initiative, said it aims to streamline trade processes, reduce bottlenecks, and increase transparency, positioning Nigeria for economic growth. The NSW project, spearheaded by the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, seeks to create a centralized platform where traders can submit and receive information related to import and export procedures. The minister added that it is expected to reduce the time and costs associated with trade transactions. The NSW project can anticipate improved trade efficiency, increased transparency, and a more business-friendly environment, paving the way for sustainable economic growth and development. The National Bureau of Statistics has said that the number of metered electricity consumers in Nigeria increased by 48.5% between 2019 and 2024. According to data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, Nigeria had a total of 3,976,940 metered consumers in 2019. The figure indicates that there was a significant number of households and businesses with electricity meters, but that there was still a significant portion of the population without meters. This increased to 5,907,644 in the first quarter of 2024, representing a 48.5% growth over the 5 years. While the growth in metered consumers is a positive development for the electricity sector, the NBS data also revealed that estimated electricity billing increased by 11.6% during the same period.
Member Global Instructor Team EIT, Jonathan Ben Marty, has given good reviews of Nigeria's acceptability of Krav Maga. Marty, who is in Nigeria for the civilian instructor course, praised the passion shown by participants at the 10-day training in Lagos, explaining that Nigeria has a bright future in Krav Maga if the principles are followed on at a regular basis.
The benefits of the course, that's about to grow up in the knowledge, understand really what's the problem of the street, but that's not only about the street, because you will have some knowledge also for specific later, about police, about military, about VIP bodyguarding, security. So when you want to have more knowledge in for your profession, that's really good to come and to start to train about Krav Maga, and especially if to become instructor, because that's open some other course available only for the instructor.
Over 20 practitioners were taken through the advanced course to update their knowledge on Krav Maga. Director Krav Maga IKMF Africa at Debola Tubushi, who doubles as graduate level 3 pioneer Krav Maga Nigeria, says the course is to train the trainers who will in turn train others. Adebola Tubushi adds that the training will rub off positively on the growth of Krav Maga in the country.
The program is meant to have new set of instructors. So which means the more instructors, the more reach we'll get to. Like now we have about 12 participants for this particular course, and after 8 you can have instructors that will be in Abuja and other parts of the country and beyond the shores of Nigeria, so that teaching becomes easier for everybody that is interested in learning Krav Maga. You have more qualified instructors, and this is the first of its kind in Africa.
Some of the participants speak on what they learned at the course.
We are here to fulfill a dream that has been with us for quite a while, a few years now. We've been working with the director for IKMF Krav Maga in Africa to have what we call the CIC. It's a civilian instruction course. This is part of IKMF's plan to expand the capacity to train more students in Africa. And so it's a dream come true, and I'm glad and happy to be, part of this dream.
This is an eye-opening course for me. It's a course that is going to empower me as a female to be able to pass this knowledge out to fellow females, how to defend themselves, how to prevent themselves, how to understand their environment, and how to be bold enough to stand out for themselves.
CIC is a program not just to teach you to become an instructor, but to give you an insight of how to take someone from zero to the level of which you can be able to handle yourself to pass the knowledge to your other students. And it has bring an open eye for me as an instructor to be able to teach from zero, step by step, and the right process to put inside for everyone to understand, even though you don't have any knowledge of a martial artist or any knowledge of kind of education. But the process of teaching, once you have the step by step, you can be able to pass the knowledge to someone else.
Krav Maga is an Israeli martial art developed for the Israeli Defense Forces. It is derived from a combination of techniques used in Aikido, Judo, Karate, boxing and wrestling. It is known for its focus on real-world situations and its extreme efficiency. Fulham have signed Burnley midfielder Sander Berg in a £25 million deal. The Norway international have penned a 5-year deal at Craven Cottage, and the club have the option to extend that by a further 12 months. Fulham will pay an initial £20 million for the midfielder, with a further £5 million in add-ons. Berg, the 26-year-old, joined Burnley from Sheffield United in 2023 and was voted the Claret Player of the Year as they were relegated to the Championship. The midfielder becomes Fulham's fourth signing of the transfer window. Berg, who played 37 times for Burnley last season, has been left out of both Claret's Championship fixture so far this term. The midfielder has been capped 46 times by Norway. Fulham host Leicester City on August 24th in their first home match of the Premier League season.
And on the international scene, we're here. Canada's top 2 railroads locked out more than 9,000 unionized workers, triggering an unprecedented rail stoppage that could cause billions of dollars worth of economic damage and ruin North American supply chains. The company's Canadian National Railway, Canadian Pacific Kansas, and the Team Masters unions blamed one another for the work stoppage after multiple rounds of talks failed to yield a new agreement. The two railroads say they had bargained in good faith and had made multiple offers with better pay and working conditions. The Canadian government has so far asked the railroads and the union to work together and reach an agreement, choosing not to use its power to refer the dispute to binding arbitration. Francois Laporte, president of Team Masters Canada, says he did not expect the government would force workers into arbitration. And it's now time for us to check out what tomorrow's weather will look like.